Engineer Ben, also gave me an update because I replied to him. I said, so the real question is who brought in the Chick-fil-A? And I thank you for digging on the surveillance footage.
A little backstory behind this, too, if you're just listening to the program. There's been a plate on the air hockey table that has been there since
December 31st.
December 31st, New Year's Eve.
So we're almost to a month.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was before that, but I was out a lot during that time, and I thought it was there before, but apparently it wasn't. DeVere Posey.
Ooh.
But, as I said, I figured it was someone from the evening show.
Yeah, you nailed it.
And just my inclination was correct. So there we go. So those two mysteries are now solved. I don't know if the Ada thing was actually a mystery or not, but
it was a mystery to us.
But I've never been up there, so that'd be fun to go see the Wilson.
Shark, you want to go on a road trip with us? Go up to the football factory?
If the boss lets me off.
Oh, we're doing it during a weekday?
We could do it on a weekday. Just leave at 10.
All right.
How far? It's about 2 hours. It's far. I've spoken in Ada before.
There's just no easy way to get there from here. That's the problem.
I don't know if there's an easy way to get there from anywhere.
That's probably true. Maybe from Upper Sandusky, it's easy to get to.
Well, yeah, if you live in county. Let's see here, Beam. Hour and a half. That's not bad at all.
Okay, that's really not that terrible.
Yeah, this isn't bad. You can go up 33 into Marysville. You have two options of which way.
Why don't we do a show live from there? Shark will have somebody producing for you that day. You can come up, you can hang out with us, and then we'll just do the tour after the show. How's that sound?
Do you think they're open at 6 in the morning?
I think that they'll open for you. If you tell the good people up there that Mark the Shark's coming, I think the whole city shuts down.
When they're making those Super Bowl footballs, I bet they're open 24 hours.
Work all night. That's right.
Cranking a couple shifts through there.
Say 150 per team?
120 per team. And then the quarterbacks choose I think it's 12, which 12 they want to use for the game.
12 game balls. He probably
after
practice
Brady deflates them.
Gets them down to a specific PSI. So reading this piece from Ross Dellinger on Yahoo. Again, not going to read you the entire piece, but about Michigan's fight back against the NCAA and their cheating scandal. The documents detail why of the 11 allegations against the school, 6 of them deemed to be level 1 are without merit or credible evidence. The school contends that includes allegations against ex-coach Jim Harbaugh, current head coach Sharon Moore, who was an assistant on staff during Stallion's advanced scouting operations, was found to have deleted text messages with him. However, perhaps the most notable document is an answer to a long discussed question: who originally tipped off the NCAA to Stallion scheme? We told you that. That was apparently the call was coming from inside the house, where it was someone who worked for Michigan was the original leaker of the story. Now, the text messages are pretty amazing.
They are.
So, Sharon Moore's deleted text. Of the 11 NCAA allegations against the school, 6 of them relate to Connor Stalions, and then one of them is about a text message thread between Sharon Moore and Connor Stalions. Moore, then an assistant, deleted 52 text messages with Stalions on the very day, October 19th of 2023, that Yahoo Sports broke the story of the NCAA's investigation of the school. That's a coincidence. In response, Michigan and Moore acknowledged the deleted text messages. However, the school contends the texts were innocuous and not material to the investigation, and that Moore cooperated fully with the investigation, even turning over his phone for imaging, a move that revealed his previously deleted text message information. He said, so I deleted all the information, all Connor on my personal phone, he said in Michigan's response. And it wasn't to hide anything. It was just that I was extremely angry of, the type of person who would do this to this program and these kids. Why are you deleting text messages and you're mad about something that apparently never happened?
And also interesting from this story, the Dellinger story, as you talked to me about that Central Michigan thing, which McElwain just rode off into the sunset, disappeared for all time. And one of the other guys on staff, and this is one of the paragraphs in there, perhaps the most interesting text came from April 2023. Stallion sent a note to Moore, Sharon Moore, that is, the current head coach, that Central Michigan assistant coach Jake Costner planned to visit, as you talked about this earlier. I think it's Kevin's son.
Yep.
Joking. Visit the facility to meet with Moore. Central Michigan opened the 2023 season with Michigan State, which UM regularly played. Ironically enough, Stallions is believed to have attended that game, CMU versus Michigan State. It was a Thursday night, I believe. Or Friday.
I think it was a Friday night because they had a game the next day.
But it wasn't on a Saturday.
Yeah.
while in disguise. In fact, CMU fired Costner last fall as the NCAA investigated the matter of Stallion's alleged appearance on the sideline of the game. And so it comes back down to like a few good men. If you ordered the men not to touch Private Santiago and your orders are always followed, then why was Santiago in any danger? Like, if this wasn't him on the sideline, and Costner never met and did any of this, then why would Costner have been fired during the investigation?
Mm-hmm. And now Jim McElwain's riding off into the sunset. And Bob, you know this more than most people, that it's not easy to get down onto an Ohio State sideline during a game. Maybe it's easier to get onto Central Michigan.
I don't know. That one dude did it about in 2015.
What happened to him?
Oh, Schlegel happened.
Yeah, he got body slammed right through the turf at Ohio Stadium. But they have a Rolodex, and they have a printout of every single person who is on the sidelines during the game, correct?
Yeah. I mean, there's only so many people that they can get down there. And
I'm not saying that you have to say that it was Connor Stallions.
Just tell us who it was.
Tell me who that was on the sideline. That should be a pretty easy thing. They said, oh, it was this fella. No, it wasn't. Because that fella who you said it was is in a different picture, and the Connor Stallions lookalikes on the same picture.
Yeah.
So what's going on here?
All we got to do is produce the fellas. And it's been a hard beam to kind of find that out and figure out who that is. And so these are all this is the beautiful mystery of the Stallions thing. Now, the question is, does anything ultimately come of this?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like, will the NCAA have enough teeth? Will Michigan take them to court? If they do, what ultimately happens there? Like, the NCAA doesn't want to get dragged into court anymore. However, at some point, we live in a society where there are laws and rules. And with that, you ultimately have to be accountable for your actions. If you're going to have a law that isn't enforced, you have no law at all. And so, like anything, if you set something out there and it's not enforced, well, then it's not real. And so you can't say that people can't do this. And this isn't just Ohio State. Like, this is the entirety of the Big Ten that is leaning in on this. And it wouldn't surprise me if some of the other schools that Michigan played, the non-conference and the bowl games and stuff, like if they don't press on this as well. Like, this needs to stop. They need to be punished. And part of the punishment beam is punitive, so it's a deterrent for other people to do this in the future.
One of those members, then running backs coach, being on staff, was Mike Hart, who told NCAA investigators he received a call in September 2023 from a Rutgers staff member who told him that Michigan was stealing signs and going further than most do. Hart brought the attention to then defensive coordinator Jesse Minter. Michael Naiman, a low-level Michigan staff member, raised concerns about Stallion's sign-stealing system and refused to be part of it when Stallions wanted him to rent a car and scout a football game at Georgia, a team Michigan could eventually have played in the playoff, but a team not on the program's regular season schedule. Naiman approached assistant coach Chris Partridge to inform him that he did not want to be a part of the scheme. Partridge went directly to Stallions and said to him, quote, "You're not using this kid in your signal organization's stupid thing. So, like, just have him be a manager."
Yeah.
That's another piece of it, too, which we didn't even really get into, going to these other football games and sending out scouts and people to videotape the signs, even though he's not there.
Yeah, from the stands. That was the money trail. Like, how did these people afford all these games? And that's when he had the
How did he afford the games?
Yeah. I mean, he was making not enough to spend all that money on tickets and travel, because the tickets you would need were good seats.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like Ohio State game and stuff like that.
Not $40 tickets.
Yes. They were not. They were down low so you could see, and they're filming all that stuff.
Michigan also refuted 3 of the 4 NCAA allegations that Stallions impeded the investigation. 1, Stallions declined to produce his phone for personal imaging. You can do that. That's fine. Stallions withheld or removed hard drives from his office. 3, he put down relevant information into a backpack and instructed a staff member to bring it to an unpaid intern's house where Stallions would pick it up.
Throw it in the lake.
Number 4, Stallions instructing a student intern to delete potentially relevant information. Of those 4, Michigan claims only the 4th to be substantiated. So they know about the student intern deleting this stuff.
Yeah, because that student intern probably admitted it.
Yeah.
And so you can't, either going to call them a liar or it happened.
Tim May, freshly back from Vegas. High Rollers Club over at the Wynn. He joins us next, coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are watching a crash on 270 southbound, south of Easton. Expect delays leading to the 670 split. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, HIMS can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Hash browns and smackdowns. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Right now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Checking with our guy, freshly back from Vegas and the Sphere, the High Rollers Club at the Win. He is Tim May. Timmy, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. How was Vegas? How was the Sphere? How were the Eagles for you?
It was 2 out of 3. I didn't go to the High Rollers thing at the Win or the Encore. Those are just alike. It was better than I thought it was going to be, and I thought it was going to be damn good because I'm a old time Eagles fan. But when you throw in there either you guys been to the Sphere?
No,
I have not. I've seen it. I was watching being built a couple years ago, and I want to get in.
When you throw in not just the video, but the audio excellence of that place with Eagles Productions, it was pretty damn sweet. And it's funny because I know there were several people on the plane when I was going out last Thursday, nonstop to Vegas. There were several people who were going to do the same thing, and I was thinking they're all sitting there among my 17,000 best friends, thinking the same thing I am. Wow, man, this is cool. Now, I wish they'd played a couple of fewer Joe Walsh songs, but that's just critiquing.
You don't like Joe Walsh?
He sounds like me now, man, in the morning when I try to be on the radio.
Oh.
I used to have a decent voice, but, I like Joe Walsh.
Life's been good to you so far, Tim.
Yeah. Oh, no, I like Joe Walsh. Exactly. I like Joe Walsh, but, there comes a moment in every singer's life when he can't sing anymore.
Some would say he lost his license. Now he can't drive.
Exactly. 55. Oh, now we're jumping. Now we're jumping tracks.
I love it. Tim, Ryan Day came out and he was on with Ernie and Charles
Jimmy
Barkley.
Fallon?
Well, he's been Jimmy Fallon. He's been making the rounds. And he was talking about Ohio State. I'll be here as long as they'll have me. And that's a pretty strong statement to make. Yeah. I've never really thought about the NFL. It's, I'll stay here as long as they'll have me. That's implying you only leave until they fire you. Or maybe at one point you do retire at some time in the future. Was there ever a concern for you, during this run that, hey, if he puts this thing together and wins one, whether it be this year and the years in the future, like a year or two in the future, that he would be then one eye on the NFL, which is kind of what everybody was always worried about when he first got hired?
Here's the thing. If you're a big-time football coach, all right, the NFL almost actually I think it was the AFL almost lured Bear Bryant, and then the NFL came after him. It did lure Lou Holtz. It did get Nick Saban. It got Chip Kelly. Right on down the line. I mean, I could name you. I mean, if you're a big-time coach, you aspire to do certain things in your life, and I would think he's been there. He was there for 2 years under Chip Kelly as a quarterbacks coach, and I could see in his mind, you want to finally you want to coach the best of the best, if that's the right way of putting it. But there are guys who've made big mistakes by making that move. And here's the thing. Nothing's better, I would think, in football coaching than being at a big-time place and winning a national championship, because it's kind of like, in my opinion, the NCAA tournament for guys who are damn good, but they finally get that national championship and solidifies, their status in life. And so I would think any football coach would like to one day walk into a place where all you pretty much do is coach football, right? But I think Ryan Day is tailor-made to be a big-time college head football coach. I think he had already proven that to me even before this run, which I've told him is the most incredible coaching run from December the 1st to January 20th I have ever covered. I mean, this team, this incredibly talented team, got its act together, and there's a satisfaction there. And, if you're realistic anymore, you're not going to win every year. Nick Saban didn't win every year, came close a couple times. But, you come to a reality of where you kind of fit in life. But I would think, Bobby, just like any movie star wants to play in the biggest movie, or, any baseball player wants to play in the big leagues, I would think you have that aspiration, but that doesn't mean you follow up on it. Because, we've seen coaches go to the NFL, including Urban Meyer, and people can rip him on maybe how he handled things, but it was not a good fit from the other way either. As I told him on my podcast the summer before he was going up with when he was already with the Jaguars, it's a weird kind of, are you going to be able to handle having people looking over your shoulder? And I wasn't talking about the owner. I'm talking about agents of players, agents of coaches, and then getting in the media and criticizing. I mean, it's a total different world in that regard.
He is Tim May with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Tim, were you out in Vegas watching the Eagles at the Sphere? Buckeyes news cycle continued. Jim Knowles leaving Ohio State to go to Penn State. What's your whole thoughts on this situation? It wasn't at the championship celebration. Neither were you. You were out in Vegas, which Bob informed me a little bit earlier on that you've never been to one before. But that whole situation in which he wasn't there and then goes to Penn State. I know he's a Philly guy. It's a few hours away, and video came out yesterday saying that it was a dream for him to go there. So just kind of your thoughts on that.
Well, number one, I have been to Vegas many times. I've seen the Eagles several times, but never in the Sphere. But wow. Number two, they hired him from Oklahoma State, which wanted to keep him. You know what I mean? So what goes around comes around to a certain extent. Number three, if that's your dream job, I was pointing that out to people on, like LettermenRow.com video and things like that. I mean, he grew up in Philly. Y'all been around him. He's a big-time Philadelphia man guy, which makes you, in my opinion, a big-time Pennsylvania guy. So, you follow your heart. And like I said, he came here from somewhere, and he came there from somewhere else, Duke, and run him down the line. So I have no problems with it whatsoever. It's funny when Kerry Combs was let go by Ryan Day, I didn't hear a lot of people crying, and he was a big-time Ohio guy. So what goes around comes around. I think Ryan will do a hell of a job naming whoever he ends up naming to that position. I think that's where Ryan Day has gotten really good, is finding the right people on that side of the ball, meaning the coaching side of the ball. And nobody at Ohio was crying when Carlos Loughlin came from Oregon less than a year ago to replace Tony Alford, right? So, you roll with the punch and move on. And so having covered, having been a sports writer for 51 years, I've seen a lot of coaches come and go, some willingly, some unwillingly. But that's my stance on it. I think he's incredibly talented, very smart guy. I'm talking about Jim Knowles, but I think the next guy will be.
So you've been a sports writer for 51 years, as we talked to Tim May of Lettermen Row, Tim May podcast. You've never seen a national championship celebration live. Did you get a chance to watch the recorded edition of it, Tim?
Yeah, I was quite impressed. But it finally comes down to speeches by people. But I haven't watched the entire thing. Let me put it that way. But I did like the shout out by Ryan Day for Matt Guerreri. That's one of the things that really stands out as we sit here right now, right? And I think he's right. That guy's an incredibly talented, smart guy. And if you feel like you've got the person, let's say they either go in that route. Who knows where he's really going? Only Ryan does. But if you feel like you got the right guy in-house and you can get some continuity, maintain some continuity there, for example, I think you pull that trigger. That's what Ohio State did with Ryan Day.
It's a great point, Tim. Always appreciate the time, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully the jet lag isn't too bad for you. I'm glad you got to go to the Sphere.
Hey, get this. Watch me and three of my buddies out there, we watched the playoff games at the South Point. They had it on a big screen. And the very had a drawing. You didn't have to pay to get in or anything. That's what I like most about it. And the very last drawing, they had a drawing for $250 like 8 times during it. All of a sudden, this guy goes, Tim May. And I was talking to somebody, of course, and then he had to repeat it before I realized I was walking out of there with cash in my pocket.
Did you go and double it down at the blackjack table at the Golden Nugget later on?
Not. Hey, fellas, I don't gamble. I like being in Vegas, but I don't gamble because as much as I love to win, I hate losing more.
That's what makes you so great, Tim. That's what they say about the all-timers. They like to win, but they hate to lose.
Coach. And that made me a good college football coach. The lows are a lot lower than the highs. You know what I mean?
Timmy, appreciate the time. Have a great rest of the week, all right?
You got it, fellas. See ya.
There he goes. Tim May, the best, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Columbus Blue Jacket, Sean Kuraly. He joins us next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching slowdowns on 270 southbound on the east side. There's a crash south of Easton that has traffic slow moving, leading to the 670 split. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey, we've all been there. It starts as a nuisance, something you just put up with. It's that joint pain. It starts to hurt, impacting everything in your life, whether it's your knee, your back, your hip, your shoulder, walking, climbing stairs, even getting out of the car, moving around. It all hurts. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And I'm talking about that always there, that nagging pain, the stuff that I had when I got done playing professional football. It was in my knees. So what did I do? I went to see my friends at QC Kinetics. Their groundbreaking new treatments for arthritis pain provide long-term relief. The regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. They're right here, right in Columbus, Ohio, under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. So here's what you want to do. Go to QCkinetics/Columbus, because I'm going to tell you this, it's not going to get better with time. You can't wish it away. They've got an office in Dublin, one in Gahanna, or give them a call at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Now's a great time to save on fresh Heritage Farm boneless chicken breasts. They're on sale for just $2.49 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get your seat in the shot to watch Ohio State men's ice hockey this Thursday, January 30th and Friday, January 31st. Join the Buckeyes as they take on Michigan State. There are only a few more home series left, so don't miss the chance to see the Buckeyes at home. Buy your tickets at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And aspiring comedian.
That's fun. What's your best joke?
All right, 2 windows were hanging out side by side. The first window says, "Sure is a hot day." The other one says, "Ah, a talking window."
That's pretty good, Wilson.
Bet you can't top that one.
Well, at Pella, we don't have the talking windows, but we do have the windows your friends will talk about.
Dang it, that's good.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Make 2025 your year and finally feel like yourself again. Don't just set goals. Allow Affinity to help you support them. The people at Affinity Whole Health, they're experts in GLP-1s for weight loss therapy, testosterone replacement therapy, and bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. So you can rock 2025 with a sustainable weight loss plan and more energy, increased muscle, and better sleep. It's all great. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com and turn your resolution into reality. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Common Man and T-Bone.
You don't go into this profession if you're a normal person. You're crazy. Bone's crazy. Let's just acknowledge that we're all crazy.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text GRIT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text GRIT to 42424. That's GRIT to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Beamer has a very punchable face, so Bobby punches it. This is Morning Juice.
Final segment of the program for us on a Wednesday, and every single Wednesday we get to talk to a different Columbus Blue Jay.
Morning Juice presents Talking Jackets.
Now it's Boone Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs it behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
We head out to the hotline, checking with our guy. He is Columbus Blue Jacket Sean Kuraly. Sean, thanks for the time. How's this mini bye week been for you guys? Getting ready to head out to Vegas?
Yeah, it's been good, Beamer. Thanks. It's been kind of an odd little break for us. We've been so busy with the schedule, but a little time off from games is a little rest and a little time to check out mentally, which has been nice. And we're ready to go into Vegas today and ready to get back to it and hit the ground running.
So on your off days, Sean, do you ever go and do like yoga to relax with Dino?
I haven't hit a yoga class with Dino yet, Bobby, but I've heard he's quite the enthusiast.
Like the goat yoga. I mean, the dude's from like the middle of nowhere. I'm trying to figure out how he got into Broadway plays and yoga. It's one of the most remarkable stories ever.
You know what? I just learned about that the other day. I wasn't even aware. I figured out the yoga thing when we passed by each other in the hotel early in the year.
Had a mat under his arm?
Yeah, I was grabbing a coffee, and I'm like, where are you going? And it's a little early. He didn't have, no golf clubs with him, so I knew something was up. But, it's that's beyond me. I didn't know those things existed way up there.
I mean, I know that we're having quite the heat wave here in Central Ohio, Sean. Did you and your brother Chris get out on the golf course at all these last couple of days?
No golf for me. I'm saving that for we got the real bye week coming up in February. So I'm going to head out and play some golf in California. But golf clubs are usually away until then, September to bye week.
Yeah, it's probably a smart move as we check in with Sean Kuraly, Columbus Blue Jacket, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Sean, a lot of Blue Jackets fans obviously very excited with what you guys have been doing this season. I mean, it depends on the day, right? I mean, coming off the games the night before, and you look at the standings and either, you're a couple points ahead or a couple points behind for that last playoff spot. And I know that we've obviously talking to members of your organization and looking kind of up at the big board and tracking down that standings, because it's a position that you guys haven't been in for quite a while and trying to get to a playoff spot. What's the mentality going on this road trip here for a nice little 4-pack for you guys?
Yeah, Beamer, like you said, I mean, if you wake up every morning and look at the standings, it's a bit of a roller coaster. So I think it's just kind of show up, do your job the next day, and show up one foot in front of the other and not get too high or too low with what's going on in the standings. Because a lot of it's out of your control. We've got like 6, 7 teams in this hunt with us.
It's a mess.
If you watch, who's winning and who's that, I mean, you could drive yourself crazy. So I think it's us. For us, it's just about us, and we're just thinking about us and trying to put our best foot forward in the next game and keeping our sights on just the next game. And that's the way you get into these, get into the playoffs and stay in these races. And for us, what's been the most fun is just, how excited our fans have been throughout all this. The crowds have been awesome. We had a big season ticket holder event the other night, which, I mean, just was juiced with a bunch of fans, and I know everyone's excited, and they deserve it. These fans have been through a lot, and that's kind of a big focus for us. We want to make these fans proud, and they show up for us. So it's something we'd like to put a good product on the ice for them.
So you're 32 years old. You've been doing this now for a number of years. Obviously, Central Ohio native with this, and you just celebrated your 32nd birthday. I know you guys were in New York. Did we have anything big that happened there on Monday night?
Monday night was a game in Garden City in Long Island. So
Sean Luke's favorite place.
So it was, you know what, Bobby, as you get older in this thing, when these birthdays come, you just try and let them pass, right? And it seems like the older I get, the more people find out that it's my damn birthday. So I'm trying to, I said it probably 30 times. I mean, this is the 5th year in a row I turned 27. So these birthdays that happen, you just stay quiet and hope the team doesn't forgets and doesn't post about your birthday, honestly.
Sean, what's your guys' travel schedule? I know you're leaving today. You guys will head to Vegas. You guys have a big game tomorrow. Late night for us. It'll be 7 o'clock or thereabouts for you guys, local time in Vegas. But what's the travel schedule looking like today? And what's the theory of going out? Are you guys doing any Old Vegas or anything as a team-building activity tonight?
Well, it's kind of quick. I mean, I'd love to have, we'd love to have been there already. But you know how that discussion goes. I mean, that's, I understand, but no, it's just kind of quick. So we're off today. We're practice here soon. After I hang up, I'm going to go get my body fat tested. That's what's on the schedule this morning. And,
32 now. I mean, that's real.
Yeah, I know. They're keeping a close eye on me, right, under the microscope. So anyway, and then practice, and then flight out at 2, and get to Vegas tonight, and definitely see what the casino has to offer. But it's we have we have Vegas and then Utah back to back. It'll be our first trip to Utah. So we won't nothing crazy tonight. Kind of just have a dinner and get to bed early and get some rest and be ready for this back-to-back. It's a really big back-to-back for us. So time of year to stay focused. And we're excited, though. It's always fun to be playing meaningful hockey at this time. And like you said, it's been a couple years since we've been able to do that here. And we're excited for it.
I mean, Salt Lake definitely a lot different than Vegas as far as the offerings.
Yeah. You'd rather have the night over in Vegas than the night over in Salt Lake, Bobby. I think that's pretty obvious. But anyway, that's the way the schedule worked this time, and it'll be our first time there. I've never been to it's the Blue Jackets' first game in Utah, so it'll be at least new and fun, and we'll be able to check it all out, and we're excited for it.
Is there any? I mean, you're a veteran guys who've been doing this for a while, so you obviously know how to control yourself and keep the main thing. The main thing is, yeah. I mean, do coaches, when they go to Vegas, is there like or maybe even Miami and some of the bigger cities for that matter? Is it like if you're going to the South, is there a disclaimer the coaches read out like the night before as you guys are getting off the plane?
You know what? There isn't. I think we have enough trust. You usually have enough trust to trust the team to do the right thing. There was sometimes there's a time and place, even if the schedule is tight. As long as everyone's together and we're all on the same page, I think whatever you do is just fine. So that's kind of the rule of thumb. If we're doing it together, we can go and do our thing. But a back-to-back, you do have to kind of read the schedule a little bit too. A back-to-back, 2 good teams in a row, important. They're all important games, but yeah. So there's no disclaimer, but you kind of let the team do what they will. But as long as we're together, I think we're good.
Sean, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on. Have a great practice today. Go get some points up on the big board here in this 4-gamer, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Anytime, fellas. Thanks for having me.
There he goes. Our guy, Sean Kuraly, Columbus Blue Jacket, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Great stuff out of him.
Columbus native.
Yeah. Getting ready to go, man. It's a big trip they're taking. Had a nice few days off, rest, recharge, practice the last couple of days. Boom, wheels up. You're in Vegas tonight. Hang out, have a nice dinner, stroll through the casino, see what that's about. Get ready to go tomorrow for a big run in. Sounds pretty good.
Excited for him. Great opportunity, Beam.
That's going to be a great opportunity in front of them. By the way,
have the first leg of the back-to-back in Salt Lake, by the way. That was established.
Yeah. Well, I think he said you'd rather have the night off in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, do you want the second part? Because obviously you're not doing it. They're hopping on a flight and they're getting out of there. So, little rough one.
We're going to talk to Columbus Blue Jackets head coach Dean Evison tomorrow at 7:30, as we always do. Be interested to talk to him about what his yoga routine is like. Because we found out, was it last week when we were talking to Don Waddell? I think it was. Last Thursday we were talking to Don Waddell, general manager of your Columbus Blue Jackets. And we did find out that Dino is a big yoga guy, backed up by evidence from Sean Kuraly right there.
There you go. I'm
excited about that. Before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. What punishment will the Wolverines suffer following the NCAA's cheating investigation? National championship revoked, probation, suspensions, slap on the wrist, or no penalties? I honestly have no clue. I have no idea what to expect.
It's unknown. Definitely destination unknown for that one.
Bob, I had so much fun today. What do you say we reconvene tomorrow on a big Thursday if they allow us? Albert Breer, Dean Evison, what's better than that?
Let's do it.
Everybody have a fantastic day. Enjoy this beautiful summer weather we have in Columbus. They're going to be like 45 degrees and sunny out. Uncle Bo and the boys, they're up next. We are back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching a crash on 270 southbound south of Easton. We've got delays building in those southbound lanes leading up to the 670 split because of a crash. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
This is a fan action update.
This action update is sponsored by Logan Services. Free furnace with the purchase of an AC. The Cavs take on the Heat tonight in our 7.5-point road favorite. Cleveland has the third best odds to win the NBA championship at plus 750. The favorite is the Boston Celtics at 2-1, and Oklahoma City is plus 250. The over-under season win total for the Cavs is 62.5. For your Logan Services action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Hey, can we talk? It's a new year and I need to move on. We had a great run, but you're old now. So I'm trading you in at Great Lakes Kia.
And new Kias are under $5 a day.
That's less than lunch.
Lease new Kia K4, K5, and Sorrentos. All three under $5 a day. At Great Lakes Kia.
That's only $149 a month for 24 months.
Yes, new 25 Kia K5 LXS, K4 LXS, and Sorrento LX. Standard with third row seating. All three under $5 a day.
That Kia Sorrento is hot.
And we've got 0% financing.
But what if I'm not good enough for credit?
If you've got a job, you ride.
Under $5 a day.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com. Want to take it for a test drive?
Oh, he needs to meet my parents first. To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Warehouse workers in Columbus. Uline is expanding in the Columbus area, and they're looking for exceptional people to get the building up and running. The company's growth creates new opportunities and job stability employees can count on. Warehouse workers earn pay starting from $25 an hour, plus substantial bonuses and great benefits. Sign up for Uline's Talent Network for email updates about warehouse opportunities. Learn more at uline.jobs/Ohio. That's uline.jobs/Ohio.
Sarah, Happy New Year. You look amazing. How are things with you and Mark?
Lisa, I can't thank you enough for telling me about Columbus Men's Clinic. We've totally rediscovered each other. He's working out, and we're doing more as a family than laying around watching TV.
I told you, they're incredible. My husband and I had the same experience. It's like having that spark all over again, isn't it?
Exactly. It's more than the physical. It's the connection, the energy. It's the best gift we could have given ourselves.
This new year, make the resolution solution that changes it all. Columbus Men's Clinic brings you proven options for ED, low testosterone, and enhancement. Reignite your drive, rebuild your confidence, and show up in the moments that matter most.
Here's to more love and more joy in the year ahead.
Cheers to that.
Book your appointment today at columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. That's columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.